Hello, everybody. I'm going to post kind of a new theme for a video for YouTube. I'm looking for religious people to pray for me. For people who have not seen any of my videos or know any of my history or story, I'm 51 years old. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease 5 years ago in June of 2013. And I got Lyme disease when I was in my early teens, which would have been in the early 1980s. So I went about around 30 years between getting a tick bite and getting a diagnosis. I lived with the symptoms, and I had trouble keeping jobs. I got fired from jobs because I was a poor performer. I worked slow. I had trouble holding jobs. I had bosses ask me if I used drugs because I had weird highs and lows, and I've never used drugs. Never misused any prescription drugs. I finally got into working as a pizza delivery driver, and that's the kind of job that I have actually liked and been able to hold. And something on the side, I had a lawn service a long time ago, and then I parted out mowers, and then I was picking up parts. I wanted to build a pull-type mower, some pull-type mowers. I actually wanted to have a manufacturing business, but my health declined quite a bit. Sorry, I'm picking up some of my mess here. And normally about once a year I go through every section of my storage and clean it up. And I've been so sick, my health has been up and down so much for the last about 4 years that I really haven't done much tackling of serious projects. So let's see if I can plug in another light. Put this down for a second, plug that one in, wait, turn that the other way. Okay, another light just came on. But I got two nice garden tractors. I got this Toro 522XI has a blown head gasket, and I gotta air up that tire. That 520XI, I gotta replace a hose and a hydro system. And then if I get my Dixie chopper mower fixed and running, I bought, what noise is that? We've had some raccoons coming in and out of the building here, but if I can, a month ago I bought a Dixie chopper zero-turn mower for $100. And if I can get it running and working, I'm going to sell my 520XI garden tractor and keep the zero-turn mower. We've had raccoons get in here in the past. But you can see I got a lot of parts in here. I used to part out riding mowers. I've parted out about 45 to 50 riding mowers inside of here in the past, about 15 years. I really haven't made much money in it when I include my expenses. And but it's just so depressing. All of the projects I've wanted to get to, I haven't been able to get to. I did, with the urging of my next older brother, I did stop picking up more riding mowers to part out. Oh, I think I cut my Oh, I got blood on my hands. I bumped my head on a piece of metal in a previous video about 10 minutes ago, and I got blood on my whole forehead. I just wiped it on my hands, but I'm going to be fine. I do have a lot of parts, but they're not worth a lot to most people. I need to dig this out, but I'm sorry. I get long-winded in my videos here, but I've had all these dreams of things to build. I have drawings of pull-type mowers at home to build. 2 years ago here, I built the frame. Oh, darn it. I built the frame for my four-wheel drive pedal cart project, and then had to stop working on it because the Lyme disease I had been treated for returned. And so I worked on it from about middle February 2016 to April 29th, 2016. And had to stop working on it. I put it in a different building. There's a Burco 40-inch snowblower I bought, I think 4 or 5 years ago for only $200. I'd been praying for one. That snowblower is about $1,700. I had been praying for one that I could modify the brackets and fit it on my 520xi, and then since then I bought 2 snowblowers made by Toro to fit those 2 garden tractors. But anyway, like I said, I can just ramble on. My prayer request in this video is one, that I can get some help here working in my storage with this mess. I'm overwhelmed. I never know how I'm going to feel when I wake up the next morning. I never know if I'm going to be really tired or depressed or have a lot of energy. I have Lyme disease. I have food intolerances. I'm hypoglycemic, so my blood sugar levels can fluctuate without any warning, without any reason why or what for. Plus, my doctor thinks I have a little bit of Asperger's syndrome, and I've had an incredibly difficult life with a lot of depression, lots of trauma, and more stuff that I don't want to get into. I've been in therapy since the summer of 2017. A woman I deeply, dearly love stopped talking to me at the beginning of 2017. I had hoped that I could marry her someday, and she lives 1,000 miles away from here, and she just all of a sudden one day says, "I'm sorry, Boyd, I've been afraid to tell you this, but I've been dating another guy for several months, and it's getting serious." And then 2 weeks later she stopped talking to me. And she had worked with me at my job March of 2006 to March of 2007. And I fell in love with her then. I deeply, dearly love her. Her mom is nice enough to talk to me. I email her mom usually once in December and then once in April or May, just to check up on, I'll use her middle name of Rose, just to make sure she's fine. Because Rose has had a really rough life, and some really scary things happened in her life in the last 3 years. And I would have a very difficult time keeping living if something ever happened to Rose, because I love her so deeply and dearly. What else is going on in my life? I live with my mom, and her personality is like a complete opposite of mine. I'm 51 years old, and I need some independence from my mother. I need to get my own apartment before I go crazy. Okay, this battery. Got a battery. I had a battery sitting at an angle, and that's not good. That's a axle for my pedal cart project. In 8th grade, my parents' relationship was ending, and I was doing poor in school because I was depressed. And they started testing me, and my IQ test came out as genius IQ. I have a very creative mind. That's an axle. It's a locking differential axle from a DR trimmer mower, and I bought that for my pedal cart, my 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer pedal cart. I'm hoping to someday actually manufacture it. It's a very unique design. I'm not going to show it here because, well, it's in a different building, and 2, I want to get patents for it, and I'm not going to show it to the world before I get my patents issued to me. Here's more of my stuff. I got rid of a bunch of lawnmower tires a couple years ago. That's another 4-wheel steer Sears tractor. There's another one there. I actually used 4-wheel steer hubs for the pedal cart project, but I am rambling on long. It's 12 minutes 25 seconds into this video. So you basically got the thrust of it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm depressed with my health problems. I could use some help. Please pray for somebody to help me with this mess, because I come here and I just don't even know where to start. I hired a co-worker last November. He came and we both worked together for 4 hours, and we were both exhausted at the end. I paid him $20 an hour, which is a very good, that's a really good pay rate. And we stopped for breaks at least 2 or 3 times because we were both tired, and I paid him a straight $20 an hour, including the time we stopped for breaks. So, but I don't have the money to do that right now. I've got to make repairs to my pickup trucks. I'm just so overwhelmed by so many very things, and my health problems have been very depressing for me. So please pray for me. My family is almost non-existent for moral support of what I'm going through. I got emails from all 5 of my brothers after I got the diagnosis for Lyme disease, and then I haven't heard much from them after that. I've asked them for help. Not money, but help cleaning up in my storage. And the one brother that said he would help, he would say, only if I can make decisions for you. Well, I don't need someone else to make decisions for me. I'm 51 years old. I'm not brain dead on a machine in a hospital somewhere. I can imagine, whoops, sorry that fell. I can imagine, okay, if my brain was a vegetable for some reason in a hospital, okay, then it's time for my family to take over, and they would have to deal with this mess. But I'm alive and breathing. I'm working full time, and my full time job is wearing me out. I don't need someone else to make decisions for me. I have been getting rid of things. Late last summer, I just started selling off projects I was gonna have fun building and fun, making a little bit of money off of, and I just lowered the prices drastically to get rid of them. There's some parts here I want to save for projects, but I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. Most of what's right in this pile, or a good half of what's in this pile, is going to go. There's the parts from about 2 different chipper shredders that are going to go. I got some mower decks I'm going to keep. But the Toro tractor in the corner, I'm going to part out. The Sears tractor, 4-wheel steer, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Another Sears 4-wheel steer, that one right there. I'm going to save the engine from it and then junk the rest of it. The snapper here, that has a good engine on it. I got that one for free about 2-3 years ago. I'm going to save the engine from it and then junk it. Yeah, I got a lot of belts, a lot of stuff. I got 2 Briggs Vanguard engines, an 18 horse and a 16 horse. Those haven't ran since about 2005, I think, but I spin them. Anyway, I'm sorry I've rambled on in my video. I think I'm just going to stop it right here. And I just, for the religious people watching, please pray for me. My life has been a mess, a very huge mess. It's overwhelming to me. I had traumas as a child, including when I was 5, I was with my parents when we found a guy who committed suicide by leaving his truck running inside an enclosed garage. And then a cow tried to trample me when I was about 8 years old, and then a doctor did something traumatic to me when I was 8 years old. And I've had an extremely difficult life. So just please pray for me. My first name is Boyd. My last name is Walker. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.